Now at this point specifically, on average, I'm currently earning around $6,498 per month in dividends across my multiple different dividend growth portfolios. Now, if we were to divide that by 30 days per month or so, that means that on average per day, I'm earning around $211 in dividends and every single day of the month. Now, in this video, we're going to go through my actual dividend growth portfolios, and I'm going to log into some of my brokerages and show you the dividend income that I'm receiving as of right now as a 31-year-old dividend growth investor. But maybe even most importantly, we are going to do something in this video that I've never done before. I'm going to open up some of my earlier brokerages, some of the brokerages I've never shown in this channel, and show you my first few years of dividend growth investing, just to show you where I started, to go back in time and see the early days, what things looked like all the way back then. So if you're currently a long-term dividend growth investor that's aspiring to grow a 7-figure portfolio later on in the future and earn a ton of money in dividend income on a monthly basis, I promise you this video is going to give a lot of clarity and show you exactly what your portfolio can become in the future. So make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the markets. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. Now, before we go through one of my oldest portfolios and I show you the early days of my dividend investing journey, it's going to be a lot of fun, I promise you, to go back and see some of these positions when they were just absolute babies. I wanted to, of course, give the basic disclosure that I 100% know that I'm not the largest dividend growth investor across YouTube or across the world, but for me personally, which is all that matters, because my only competition honestly is myself, my dividend growth portfolio as of right now is the largest it's ever been, and I'm currently earning more dividend income on a monthly basis across my portfolios combined than I've ever had before. And although earning $50 per day, $100 per day across different holdings in my portfolios is more or less a normal thing at this point for me, and this is because I've been investing all of my hard-earned active income on a daily basis for around 7 or so years now. It's honestly pretty normal to earn $280 on a single day in dividends, or even $200 from a different position, but I promise you this is not how it's always been, and let me show you exactly inside of one of my earliest portfolios, show you some of the early days of my investing journey just to show you how it started. So we're going to throw it all the way back in this video. We're going to go through one of my oldest brokerages. I think I opened this brokerage early in 2019, or more or less 5 or so years ago. And like I said, I've been investing for around 6 or 7 years in total. But in my early days of my investing career, my dividends obviously were not anywhere near where they are at right now. And here are some perfect examples of that, like my 40-cent dividend that I earned from Capital One stock, my $26 dividend I earned from AT&T, which honestly is not all that bad considering this was in the early days, or my $1.14 dividend that I was paid from ticker symbol Realty Income, and this was back in November of 2019. Now, back in my early days of investing, my strategy was pretty much the same as it is right now. I was trying to buy into single stocks and or ETFs, which in the early days, I made the mistake of buying into mostly single stocks, and I wish I would have spent more time and more money on ETFs, honestly. But regardless, the strategy was more or less the same: buy into high quality, or what I thought was high quality, stocks and ETFs, earn dividends along the way, reinvest those dividends into more stocks and ETFs, and snowball the portfolio to the point to where, honestly, it's at right now where the portfolio pays for all the buys consistently on a weekly basis. But just for a real quick example, Realty Income is a single stock that as of right now, every single month, I currently earn around $750 of dividend income across my multiple portfolios. And this is because as of right now, I currently hold around 2,865 shares of ticker symbol O. But this was not always the case. Back in 2019, when I owned 5 shares of ticker symbol O Realty Income, I was earning around $1.14 per month, which honestly, even back in those days, I was pretty excited about, to be honest. But as time went on, I moved over money from my savings account and purchased more and more shares of different stocks and ETFs that I had my eyes on. And because this was the early days of my investing career, of course, I made some major mistakes like any other investor in the early days. I was buying things like AT&T and other higher yielding stocks because I was chasing yield and not necessarily thinking about the long-term implications by investing into certain companies, certain stocks that might not have the fundamentals that could last. But another crazy example, looking back in time, I currently have around 1,260 shares of ticker symbol VZ or Verizon, which now pay me around $650 per quarter every single quarter. But back in the day in 2020, I only had a few shares of Verizon. In this brokerage, I had 3 shares in total, which were paying me $1.85 per quarter, which once again, even back then, I was still pretty excited about. Now, as time went on, I kept on moving over more and more money into my portfolio, of course, and got to the point where Realty Income, after several months, I was earning around $13.95 per month, which is what I was getting paid from with my 60 shares. Now, another crazy aspect about this is that back in this day, Realty Income was paying around 23 cents per share per month, which as of right now, Realty Income is paying several cents more than this for every single share that I own, which of course has only helped me earn more and more dividend income over time. But more or less, I just wanted to give you guys a behind the scene look in one of my earlier brokerages and just show you that it took a lot of time to build on my positions. Like, look at this right here. By March 15th of 2020, I was up to $15.11 per month from ticker symbol Realty Income, which is substantially higher than where it started back in 2019. But still, nothing happens overnight. It's brick by brick. I purchase shares of different stocks and ETFs every single day, which is what I've been telling you guys for a while now. Now to the point to where I'm earning around $6,500 per month in dividends, which again is not the end goal. I still want to earn more. I'm still pushing hard, but it just goes to show, and I want to prove to you guys that it doesn't happen overnight, but it definitely can happen. Now, as time went on throughout 2020 and 2021, after consistently purchasing more and more shares and more stocks, especially when a lot of these stocks were very cheap during the 2020 crash back in March, my dividend income kept on getting bigger and bigger to the point to where some of my positions now are paying me upwards of $50 on a quarterly basis, and even things like Realty Income at this point was paying me much more than before. $54.29 was what I was earning from Realty Income, and this was back in June 1st of 2020 with my 233 shares. Now, it's also important to remember that everyone has a different amount of cash balance to work with. I totally understand that. Some investors have much more cash to work with than I had, and of course, some investors might have a lot less. But in theory, if you consistently buy into high quality assets day after day, month after month, year after year, you yourself can build a substantial portfolio that can most definitely cross off all the things you're looking for and then some. So I thought it'd be a little bit fun to go back in time, show you guys some of my early purchases and some of my early dividends, just to show you that even though as of right now, I currently hold hundreds if not thousands of shares, some of my favorite positions, it did not happen overnight. I did not wake up some morning with 1,000 shares of Apple, nor did I wake up some morning with 2,800 plus shares of Realty Income. But over the last 6 or 7 years, consistently stacking more and more shares brick by brick, I've been able to build a portfolio to where at this point, if I were to take out the dividend income and use it for things like bills and expenses, I'd be substantially financially free at this point. Now, my current strategy still remains the same even after all these years. I still wake up every single day the stock market is open and buy some of my favorite positions that I believe not only will go up in price over time, but also will pay me dividends every single month and or every single quarter. In long term, hopefully the idea is to look back at even videos like this in the future in 5 years and laugh at how small in perspective my portfolio used to be. And I hope that we can all do this over time and just keep growing and growing and growing until we reach all of our goals and then some. But now lastly, most importantly, I have a question for you guys, and I want you to comment down below. What was the first stock or ETF that you ever purchased in your brokerage when you started your dividend investing journey? Drop the ticker symbol in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.